And, you know, the Fight for Freedom dinner, which Hester talked about, the word freedom, which is in our bones, in our DNA, is being twisted to mean freedom from government. So that's the speech. Listen to Rand Paul. This is not between the lines. This is not something you got to interpret or sense. This is something, it's in black and white. These are his words. Freedom from government. Now, folks, government can make all kinds of mistakes. I know. And I know, by the way, the IRS can even be abusive. I know that too. I went to Washington because HUD had 20,000 vacant houses in our town and was not doing anything about it. This was 37 years ago, by the way. And I didn't like the way they were running a program in my town, city council president. So I know government can waste money. God, I know it. Armed Services Chairman had to deal with the Pentagon. I know we can waste money, but I also know that government can make a huge difference in our lives. Government can help to educate. Government can help to create jobs, to train people. Government can help with infrastructure, which is critically necessary. Government can help with vocational training. Government, I mean, you need government as well, not just to secure you and protect you. You need government to close some of the gaps that exist in terms of opportunity.
That's right.
And when some of these Republican candidates say freedom from government, we use the word fight for freedom in a different way.
In a different way, that's right.
In a very different way. You know, government, I know, is not automatically right again. Believe me, I know it. But that doesn't mean that the word freedom can be freedom from government when we have got to be the government. We are the government. Whether we win an election or lose an election. Hey, the government in a democracy is us. So I see the way the word is, even the word freedom is being twisted around to remove from us a opportunity to do something for our people, which is frequently, not exclusively, requires government to be involved, for instance, in closing the income gap. And I want to close with this because this is a major problem we have. In this country, I think it's the biggest problem we have. I know our jobs are the bigger problem, I understand that, but the underlying problem is economic disadvantage of people, now including the middle class. Middle class has gone nowhere in this country. Upper income folks have done incredibly well. I won't bore you with statistics. They're there. They're outlandish. They're extreme. The only group that has done really well is the upper 1%. 1%, you're talking now $200,000 in income and above. The only group that has done. Now, I've been chairman of the Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, as well as chairman of the Armed Services Committee. What we did for many years is look at the tax code and the loopholes in the tax code, which allow the most profitable corporations in the world, the wealthiest individuals in the world, to avoid paying taxes. It affects us. We talk about we don't have enough money for education, or we don't have enough money for housing, or we don't have enough money to fill these potholes, whatever it is. In part, it's because the wealthiest, most profitable corporations have been able to avoid paying taxes by shifting revenues, shifting income to tax havens around the world where they can avoid paying taxes. Right now, as we're sitting here eating lunch, there are $2 trillion, not million, $2 trillion of American corporate revenue sitting overseas. And what they're waiting for is for Congress to say, you can bring it home and not pay taxes on it, even though the law says you got to pay taxes. This is money which is supposed to be taxable, by the way. Okay? $2 trillion in cash sitting overseas waiting for a tax break, another tax break. Spent a lot of time looking at the way these loopholes are created. We've gone, again, we've seen the wealthiest among us avoid paying taxes by creating trusts, which then create hedge funds, which then create shell corporations over 20 different companies to avoid paying taxes. Sometimes being able to bring it home without paying tax, frequently letting it sit overseas and investing it overseas. The tax code is full of these loopholes, and it matters. I know this is not a subject people want to talk about either at lunch or any other time you're eating. It's no fun to talk about taxes. But it is part of the problem we have in terms of income inequality. A great part of the huge boost in upper income is the way the tax code has been manipulated to avoid paying taxes. And I'll leave it at that. What this means is political action. Anyone who says, get government off our backs, government makes the decision about tax laws. These just don't come from on high. The tax laws which we have, the tax code which we have, all the laws that we have, were voted for by people. They just didn't happen, and they can be changed by people. So, you'll hear get government out of our pockets, get government out of our businesses, and so forth. You know, a lot of you folks have been involved in a lot of elections. Not as many as I've been, because I'm the oldest one in the room. You've been in elections, as we all now say and understand, have consequences, serious, have major consequences. And I'm not going to get more partisan than I already have been, but you know, we're coming up to an election. We're already seeing the negative attacks that have taken place, funded with unlimited funds. The Supreme Court, 5-4 opinion, took the limits off spending. Okay? And that means now you've got these super PACs, so-called political action funds, that are spending literally hundreds of millions of dollars. You've got people who can put and have put hundreds of millions of dollars without touching their own wealth, because these are billionaires, multi-billionaires, and 100 million means nothing to them. And they're helping to dominate local governments, by the way. Legislatures, look at the legislatures across this country, they're being changed. The redistricting, which changes the Congress. Political action is critical, and I'll leave you with that note is that, and again, I don't want to be more partisan than I have been, but boy, just what you've done over the years, you understand the importance of political action. If the work that Barack Obama, for instance, has been able to do in the area of health care can be undone by the next president. Most Republicans say they want to repeal Obamacare. I've always liked the term Obamacare. You know, some people say this is the Affordable Health Care Act. No, it's Obamacare. And I love the connection. Obama cares.
Yeah, we love
It's
it.
always been a one.
Yes, sir.
I've always thought that was the way. Let me stop there. What time is it? Because I really.
It's right at 12:30,
All
so
right,
I
10
know.
minutes.
10 minutes.
I'll
Let's
keep
give it
my
up
hand-
for our Senator Carl Levin. We are.